Hello, everybody. Suzanne Snyder-Johnson with Sail Beyond Cancer Vermont, back again for another wonderful, cool episode of our Experience Matters. And, we're doing this to bring joy and bring information to all of you that's really, really important to know, whether or not it's the experience of being on the boat or a volunteer or a nominee who's experiencing their last couple of months with us. And today, though, we have a cool special guest. And today we have two wonderful people. I'm going to bring him right on right now. And this is Melissa Maki. I think you pronounce it. Is that right?
Oh, yes.
Maki and Rebecca Parker. And they are both co-owners of a company called Gratitude for Wellness and Thermography of Vermont. And so today we're going to talk a little bit about thermography and what is it? And why is this important? And so I am going to just reach out. First of all, you all have actually a mission, which is kind of cool. Can you guys share us a little bit with what that's about, please?
Yeah, both Melissa and I are really grateful. Our mission is to help people journey from, reactive sick care to proactive well care, and thermography fits right in that.
That's cool. Can you? So what is thermography? Like, I had never heard of it before, like a month ago.
Yeah, thermography is a thermal imaging camera that helps detect abnormal heat in the body. And heat is indicative of inflammation, and inflammation is the foundation of all chronic disease and cancer.
So part of what we learned with this thermography is that it takes 8 to 10 years for a tumor to get large enough in the breast to be found by mammography. And so that kind of illness doesn't happen overnight. It takes years. And so what the thermography camera does is it tracks abnormal heat, like Rebecca just said. So as a tumor begins to think about growing, that needs more nourishment, it needs more blood. And so your body will actually start to grow new blood vessels to this site to nourish this tumor, which is called angiogenesis. And so with more blood comes more warmth. And so the thermography camera can pick up irregular temperature differences side to side if your body is beginning to think about forming something that we don't want in there.
That's really freaking cool. I mean,
it's really, because imagine where that conversation goes, right? That if you know something ahead of time and you know your body is organizing itself in a way that's going to be detrimental, how much power we have in our lives to change that.
Yeah.
Because we have 8 to 10 years to do it.
Yeah, and the thermal abnormalities can show before symptoms.
Yeah.
And so people won't even know because they haven't even had the symptoms yet. And so that's that early detection. We call it an internal report card. That internal report card, where there's no harmful radiation, there's no compression. And so it's really, really important. There's no skin contact. It's painless. It's safe. You could have a thermography every single day for the rest of your life. I mean, that's how safe it is.
It's pretty cool. Well, can you two, we're going to get back into that, but I want to share, you both shared with me some stories, like why, and first of all, how did you get involved with this? You have a wonderful, great gratitude for wellness. And, that's a whole, business of itself. And then you got involved with this thermography, but why? Tell us why.
So when I was 40, I asked my naturopathic doctor what my choices were to monitor my breast health without radiation. And she told me about thermography. I'd never heard of it before. And so I went and got one, and I was, living the normal 40-year lifestyle. I had the moderate amount of stress and work and life, and I was healthy and vibrant and active. And so I went for my breast thermography, and my results actually came back at some risk. And that really, that was terrifying to me. And so, but I didn't know what to do with it. So I got these results back. I wasn't sure what to do with it, but because I'm an acupuncturist and because I'm in the holistic health world, one thing that I knew I could take on very quickly was to change my deodorant. So I was using a deodorant that had heavy metal, aluminum in it. And where do we put that? Right on our lymph nodes, right underneath our breast every day. And so I swapped that out and for 3 months, and I went back for my follow-up, and my results went from some risk to low risk.
Wow.
And that blew my mind. That was one small change that really took no effort at all, because at that point I couldn't take on anything else. It was like, this is all I can do right now. But it made a huge change.
That's
And
really
so
cool.
year after year, as Rebecca and I kept talking about thermography, we kept saying we should offer this. We could help people.
Yeah.
And that's really what led us to it, to adding it to our business.
Yeah. And
it really, it's because of that internal report card, and to have that information ahead of time is just, it's such a gift. And I hadn't even known about it until 2016. And so, and it's been, FDA cleared since 1982. So, I'm really grateful now that I know about it and can monitor.
Yeah, we want other women to understand that that there's another option to monitor their health. And then because of that we are in this holistic realm, we can often offer suggestions for people too.
And they can use it as an adjunct to other health modalities. And so, it's that toxic load reduction that helps. And so whether it's removing, an aluminum-based deodorant, or it's getting acupuncture or chiropractic care, or going through your cabinets and getting rid of the toxic load laundry detergent, fabric softeners, body products,
candles,
makeup, and so there's just so many dietary. There's so many things that you can remove toxic that will make a difference, and will show up in your next thermography even.
Yeah. So question for you, there's a lot of people watching. And so, obviously we're talking about you can do full body scans or even a partial body scan, but it's not just for women, right? It's not just for breast imaging. It's for just about any type of inflammation in the body. Is that right? Am I understanding that right?
Yeah. So what it's doing is it's monitoring heat. I mean, that's the whole technology of thermography is recognizing what the heat is. And then, heat is indicative of inflammation. Sure. And so men, women, ages, especially for breast thermography, women over the age of 25. And so that 25 to that 50-year spot is typically when women have very dense breasts. And it's very challenging for a mammogram to pick up, that technology for women with dense breasts.
Yeah. So
I started with breast thermography, and then I quickly realized that I wanted to see more. I wanted to know what my whole body was doing, and that's why I use it every year, just to scan to see what do I need to keep track of, what do I need to keep changing. It also keeps me, we need kind of that coach in the background, right? That you're making these good choices and these results. So it kind of keeps me, it holds me accountable every year to continuing to make good choices.
Well, it's like the report card that holds your kids accountable. It's the same thing, except this is an internal health report card.
It's you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so cool. And so quickly, what's the difference between thermography and mammography or ultrasounds? Can you share a little bit about the difference between all of this and kind of give a visual what it's like to have one of these thermograms? Are they standing there? Are they lying down? I mean, what is it like?
So we'll start with the first question.
Yeah. So the difference between a mammogram, ultrasound, thermography, they're completely different technologies. So the technology and the job and the science for a mammogram and an ultrasound is to find structure. So whereas the thermography's job is to find the heat.
Yeah. Okay. And
so the horse is already out of the barn. By the time you find the structure, the horse is already out of the barn, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And I remember you shared with me, and you see here on the screen, that really it's important to know, and everybody to know, that we're talking about alternative ways to kind of have that report card ahead of time, and that really the biopsy is having a biopsy, correct? That's
the only way you can actually diagnose. Where mammograms, ultrasounds, thermography, they're giving information, but none of those three technologies can actually diagnose. Only biopsy can.
Right.
And I love too what Rebecca often says about, mammograms it's a compression plate, right? And so what you're seeing is what they're able to capture between those plates. And so thermography, and this is going to lead into your second question, is a camera that is just taking pictures of you as a heat signature. And so it's capturing, we're capturing from, clavicle down to about 2 inches below the breast, because we're also looking at lymph movement or stagnant lymph, which contributes to a lot of things. And you're getting the whole side body, including the armpit area, the upper back. So thermography is really pulling back and seeing a much larger picture of your upper body breast area than a mammogram can see with the plates. So it's, when you use both of those together, you have a pretty powerful information.
And do you find people come back to you year after year, even several times a year, and that sort of thing, or do they do this along with their mammograms or other types of scanning that they're doing, men and women?
So for the breast thermography is a little bit different, because breast tissue for women, we're like snowflakes, which I find to be incredibly beautiful, which means that we are all unique. All the breast tissue is unique. So if you went and got a thermography, and I did too, we can't overlay that, because your temperature signature is unique to you, like a snowflake, and mine to me. And so when you come in for breast thermography, you get your first thermography scan, and then 3 months later, you have to come back for a second one, because it takes 90 days for cancer cells to double. And so the signature that we see on the screen might just be you. The patterns, the colors, the swirls, we won't know that until that 3-month mark. So that establishes your baseline. But once you have a baseline, you come back once a year, unless there's some other issue that you're tracking or something you're worried about, but it's typically a yearly visit.
Yeah, and the breast thermography is $195, so it's very affordable, and the follow-up breast thermography is $150. But after that first time of getting your baseline, then every year it's simply $195.
And the question that everybody's thinking is covered by insurance?
It is not covered by insurance. However, it is, we accept HSA cards and credit cards, cash, check.
Yeah, cool. All right, so
what happened in the room? Did you want to know that?
What?
The process. Did you want to know the process of what happened?
Yeah, I would love to hear about it. I think everybody else would like to know. They're kind of visualizing this in their mind. In mind, everybody, I want to share with you that I'll be sharing images of what we're talking about. And because I couldn't really put it into the video today, but I'll be sharing this on our Facebook page and on our website and all of that. So you'll be able to see what it looks like and what they're talking about visually as well. But yeah,
there's some great 3-minute videos on our website, pictures of different examples of things that, past thermography.
Yeah, we really strongly believe in education. So the website is a really comprehensive page if someone wants to really dig deeper into this.
Excellent. Okay, so going back to the process, that people walk in there and they stand there, and it's touchless, right? It's touchless. It doesn't even touch you. It's not even touching your skin, right? Am I right? I haven't had it.
It's a thermal camera. So imagine a camera that when it takes a picture, it picks you up as heat. So blue and black colors are cooler. So people who have things like neuropathy, right? We see a cooler color in them, and then we're searching for those abnormal areas of heat, which are darker, orange, red, pink, and white. So white is hot. Usually seen with infections. So I had someone with gout, for example, come in and took a picture. We didn't know what she had, but we took a picture of the toe, and it was white hot. The big toe was white hot.
And then we found out later when she went to her doctor, she had gout. And it just showed,
it just helped get better information quicker.
Yeah. This is so cool.
It is really
Melissa's actually our thermographer, and so she's actually in the room, and so
I'm the one scanning.
And then so you're asked to put a Johnny on. And then when the area is not being imaged, the Johnny goes right back on.
Yeah, and my eyes are always on. My job is to get exactly the picture that the interpretive physician is asking for, and to adjust the temperature gradient the way they want it. So my eyes are always on the computer monitors because I'm making sure that I have exactly what they want. So I'm directing with one hand of like how to stand and how to turn, but I'm really always looking at that computer monitor.
So people, women, men, they're like, are you looking at me? Are you looking at the monitor? We're looking at the monitor. So that makes people feel a little better. And so once those images are taken, then they're sent to an interpretive physicians group that we are part of. And those group of physicians will then look at the images and they send a full physician report directly to us, which we then forward to the client.
That's really cool. And do you see this as something that's growing all over the United States, this sort of a technology, and people are asking for it now more? I think more and more people, when they find out about it, will be interested in finding out how they can be more proactive with their health. And I'm assuming, is that what you're finding, that more and more people?
Yeah, what's great is that I would say probably about 30% now of people who come for thermography, they're in that proactive mindset.
Yeah.
And about 70% have already gone to an integrative, practitioner, like a chiropractor, a naturopathic physician, an acupuncturist, and something's been wrong. And so it's that type of practitioner that's recommending thermography.
Yep.
So, eventually we'd like it to be 70% of the people come because they want to be proactive, and then 30% is reactive, but we're getting there.
Great, you guys. Thank you both for sharing. So your business has 2 locations. Can you please share where you're both located? But the thermography, I think, is here in South Burlington, correct?
Yes. So the thermography is in South Burlington. The address is right on the screen above the Talbot's building there, or above the Talbot's store. And then we have another location in Willsboro, New York, which is almost directly across from Burlington. That's where
Charlotte Ferry.
Yeah, that's where our wellness center is.
We'll go sailing over there, and then we'll get off the boat, and we'll come over for a massage, and then we'll get back.
Yeah, exactly. The other thing that I just wanted to mention too is one thing that I believe sets us apart, because I haven't seen it in any other thermography offices, is that because we so strongly believe in education, that everyone who comes through not only gets a report from the interpreting physician, but they get a holistic health report from us that talks about what can you do right now? What are the changes you can make? Because the locus of control for our health is within us. It's not outside of us. And I think that's a critically important thing for all of us to remember. And so you get a health report from us as well that will offer different referral ideas. If you thought about maybe you're going to go see a chiropractor, well, here's some ideas of chiropractors that we know, or deodorant or diet.
Yeah, it's about that. It's about helping people, educate them about that toxic load reduction.
Yes, and what they can do every day.
Because that's a big deal.
It is a big deal. And, part of what we do is Sail Beyond Cancer is obviously take people and give them an opportunity to leave their cancer ashore, and, not having that stress for 3 hours. And also part of our mission and goal is to help educate people of, products and services like yours that's out there. Like, I can tell you right now, I didn't know about it. And I've been in this, and I've been a cancer survivor myself. So I think there are probably a lot of people watching this that have no idea that this even exists. And so,
and also too, every time someone reaches out, because we always ask, how did you find out about us? And every time someone says, I was referred by a friend who heard about it from Sail Beyond Cancer, we make a donation to Sail Beyond Cancer. So
thank you.
So make sure you tell us how you heard about it.
We really appreciate that. That's, but just so everybody knows that was not that's not why we have you here. I really wanted to have you on.
No, I didn't even think you knew that.
I knew, but that's not why I really just wanted to make sure that everybody knew that this is here. And thank you both so much for being on. And everybody, thank you for tuning in. This is a little longer than we normally do, but I wanted to give everybody and you an opportunity to really understand what this is all about. So check it out. Gratitude for Wellness is right here, right above Talbot's, in that funky little building on the corner. Plenty of parking. And, it is kind of nice. And go check it out. It's worth it, and be proactive about your health. And we're just grateful to all of us to be here, right? So life is precious. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you both. Bye. Have an awesome day.
Bye.
Bye.